First off, congratulations. That might not be the word you were expecting to hear, but really it is quite the coup to make it to the waitlist. There are literally thousands of people who are straight up denied entry to Harvard Business School. Yes, there are hundreds who are accepted. You are in sort of a holding pattern, but to make it to the holding pattern, it's really reserved for those people that Harvard can already see in the classroom. They're usually just holding out to see how things are going to shake out and how the classroom is going to fill up before they can make a final decision on you. But really, the headline is they are super interested in you. Every year, Harvard Business School admits people off of its waitlist. And so if you are on the waitlist, do not give up hope and really try to fight for that spot. And that's really what I want to talk about today is what can you do to fight for your spot? And there are a few things that I want you to keep in mind. The first and most important way to increase the chances that you will convert a waitlist position into a full-blown accept is to continue to strengthen your candidacy. This means really seeking ways in the office to step up as a leader, even outside of your day job. So if it's more extra community or extracurricular or community-based activities in the office, like recruiting or training or something like that. It also means keeping an eye on things that you're doing outside of work and finding ways to step up your involvement and commitment there. This is not a quantities game, let me say this. It doesn't matter if you're pushing a lot of things just a little bit of an inch forward. I would much rather you choose one or two things to get done and carry over the finish line so that you can highlight the results and your initiative and also reflect on your growth as opposed to just pushing things forward. But still, I do want you to consider what you're doing in the community and consider if there are ways to do more of it and in a more profound way. And the last thing is also to consider if your goals, if there are things you can do today that get you closer to your post-MBA goals. For example, if you are currently in private equity and you are interested in transitioning to operations coming out of business school, then maybe there are things that you can do to get you closer to operations now, perhaps working with a portfolio company in a finance capacity or something like that. All of these are strategies that you can use to show the school that you continue to grow. And that's really essential. HBS wants people who are continuously finding ways to add to who they are, to add to their own skill set, and also finding ways to use that skill set to make the world around them a better place. Notice that I didn't say that you should promptly run to HBS and tell them how much you love them. You can certainly visit. There's no harm in doing it. It will actually probably just get you further excited about the program, and it might introduce some new ways new resources to you that you plan on leveraging when you are a student. And you can certainly share those things to HBS when the time comes. But really, more importantly, that's not the way to get HBS impressed with who you are. It's really all about those other strategies about strengthening your candidacy. The other thing that I didn't mention is getting extra letters of recommendation or of support. Note that Harvard Business School actually says, do not send anything additional. We don't want to hear it. I would be lying if I said I hadn't heard of waitlist candidates submitting or seeking additional notes of support to be submitted on their behalf. So it does happen. However, I would say to tread very lightly. Here's why. Recently, HBS recently named a new head of admissions. And so you never know if, maybe they're going to be a little bit stricter about not reviewing these extra notes of support. So what might have worked for somebody that who is graduating this year or graduated several years ago might not work now. The other thing is, in a very similar capacity, the rules are the rules. And if you are seeking ways to bend them, you never know where it might burn you. So I don't want to say to not seek these under any circumstances, but you really want to be thoughtful about exercising this strategy. And if you do seek an additional note of support to be submitted on your behalf, Really be strategic and make sure it is from an alumni of the program. HBS has no need to hear from some random person, no matter how high up they are. They might be willing to listen to an alumni. That's why we always suggest, if you go that route, and I say if, capital IF, make sure it's somebody that they have reason to listen to already. But really, the headlines are to stay positive every year. Again, they let people off that wait list, and to keep working on your candidacy. HBS will provide an opportunity for you to submit an update letter. And even if they don't, you can, throughout the waitlist period, give them updates. But again, make sure it's meaningful. You don't want to just be updating them with every opportunity. They do give you specific times to do so, and they're really trying to make this clear and transparent for everybody. So really stick to those dates and those updates, and focus on the strategies and what they have, how they have made your candidacy stronger when submitting that update. Definitely reach out to us if you need any help with the waitlist at HBS. We work on it a lot. It is a very common place for people to be, so stay positive. I certainly am.